The Department of Social Development is responsible through the NPO Act for providing a favorable environment in which non-profit organizations can flourish. The Cape Town Society for the Blind opened its doors in Salt River. Supported by the National Development Agency, with a cash injection of 392,106. The Cape Town Society for the Blind has integrated visually impaired teachers within their program as a means of disproving the stereotype that implies that visually impaired people can only answer phones and work as call center agents.
And I felt ill on the 16th of February 2020. I went to the hospital. They did a CT scan and found out I had a brain tumor which damaged my optic nerve, and it was a permanent thing. So there was nothing they could do about it, but they needed to verify it with an MRI. But unfortunately we had lockdown March that same year, so everything was pushed back. They could perform the operation in October, end of October 2020 as well, during COVID, which was hard because you don't have your family around you and you don't know what's going to happen. A brain operation is not the easiest thing to go for.
The chairperson of the Commission for Employment Equity, Tebogo Kabinde, highlighted the fact that disabled people only formulated 1.2% out of 7,215,960 employees. In a world where 90% of blind people live in low-income countries, the Cape Town Society for the Blind is making a real difference by providing training and employment opportunities for blind and visually impaired individuals within a secure and supportive environment.
They don't prepare you for who your facilitator is or what, so you just take it for granted. He's sighted, and then when you start the class, you find out that he is completely blind, and you think to yourself, obviously someone with a sighted mind, you pass judgment in the sense that, how's this man going to teach me,
A social worker at the Cape Town Society for the Blind spoke about two communication methods that the organization uses to help students with disability navigate their lives.
Sometimes you hear people clicking or making a clicking sound with their mouths, so that kind of is like a echoing system, so they know what is in front of them, because the sound will bounce off maybe pillars or doorways, and that's why sometimes they listen out for that sound.
These methods rely heavily on maximizing the senses such as sound and touch to make communication more effective and inclusive.
So that is another technique that we use here on our premises, is using the tactile. As you can see, there's carpets here, so they can actually feel with their feet when they are standing on different textures, and then they just follow that texture all the way, and then they know where they are. So you'll see that we've got some over here, and then upstairs we've got tactile flooring as well, just to help them know where they are and when to turn left or right.
Avril David, who is a Recane teacher at the foundation, demonstrated the practical skills that the students learn to ensure their survival by equipping the students for employment.
The course is only 4 months, but I'm hoping to push for more because the time is too little.
The Minister of Social Development, Ms. Lindiwe Zulu, expressed her admiration for the state-of-the-art equipment at the foundation. She further expressed appreciation for the patience that Dr. Huster, the foundation's optometrist, demonstrated while conducting her eye test.
Excitingly, my testing of my eyes went beyond what I normally experience when I go to my own optometrist, because here they even went into the health of my eyes, not just the vision of my eyes, number one. Number two, I found that they've got the latest equipment which has been delivered to them by NDA, procured through the support of NDA. But lastly, it was also just having somebody that had the patience of explaining things to me, which sometimes are never explained. And here is my message to everyone: when you go to a doctor, whether it's an optometrist or any other doctor, you really must request to be explained. If there's a problem with you, you must ask them to explain to you. Make it simple so that you can understand, so that you then can be able to prevent if there's any way of preventing anything. I had the best experience, and by the way, I have my script already. Now I'm going to take this to my doctor and get my glasses fixed.